So this is the Moss C3 on the table under the pretty lights. Just taking a look at just a couple things. Where the lighting's good. It's very short. It's only a 140. It's pretty wide though. One of the shorter boards I've ever tried in my life. And it's just very soft, very mellow, very playful. It's like you even want to talk softly when you're talking about this jellyfish. And it's got this really unique tech off the back foot. Let me bring this down and show you. Hopefully I'm focusing there. But you can kind of see this just channel system that kind of goes up to about a little bit past the front insert. The channel system kind of ends there, and because of that channel system, they give you this to make sure your screws don't punch through you know, the back there and break the board. So always remember to mount this little, you know, probably 1 or 2 millimeter plate here between your bindings and this board so you don't fuck it up. And I'll just, now that we've talked about that, but you can see it's got a very interesting camber profile too. It's, you know, like where the C3 begins, you know, the 3-channel system, it seems to rocker up here. But then it seems like there's, you know, a very mellow camber kind of going to about here, and then the nose. So it's a very unique board, and you know, it's got a very different feel, and you can, you know, check the reviews above to get into the detail of that. But what we're doing here is just you know, doing what my readers have been requesting lately, is measuring widths over the binding, so you can kind of figure out where your boot, how well your boot will work with these. So I'm going from the back to the front. So on the back here, you're looking at 27.3, 27.4, and that's down to where the edge is on the ground here. So trying my best here. It's pretty inaccurate, but it's not pretty inaccurate, but it's not perfectly accurate. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but it'll give you a general reference as to the width here. And then you're looking at about 27.2 under the bindings. And on the front here, wow, it's wide. You're looking at like probably 29.6 and about 29.8, 29.7. So it's really wide there. And then, you know, the way Moss talks about their boards, these aren't marketed or meant really to be like true powder boards. They're meant for everything. It's, but if you are in powder, which is inevitable, especially in Japan, you want to know how this is going to float. And, you know, we had it in a little bit of powder. It does really well for a 140, even if that might not be its, you know, its strength. But if you're looking at setting this board all the way back with traditional bindings, you can get back about to 21.25 inches back on board. So you've got some pretty decent directional float, as you can see. And then the difference between the nose to here and the tail to here is 12.25 inches, making it 6.125 inches back on board, which is pretty massive when you think about it. And you've got really good directional float for a board of this size. And the base, of course, it's a Moss base. You know, even with this thing here, it makes me wonder, you know, with this channel system, what a base grind would be like over time. Could be tricky, but at least you're getting most of the board It's not like a lifted base or, you know, other bases that might be a little more difficult, you know, with the lifted sides and stuff like that. That might be a little more difficult to base grind too, but it definitely is something to think about and ask Moss how to approach that, because I don't really know. But it is a really unique board. So there you have it. That's the C3 on the table under the pretty lights.